This is practice exercise 8. I will set this project up in Python. You're welcome to use any language you would like. We want to create the binary representation of a given number. So given some integer n, some number, some whole number, we want to basically print out or return the binary representation of that number. So this says the given number will be a maximum of 32 bits. That's a normal 32-bit integer. So because of that, we'll make sure there are 32 places. Smaller than 30 length. That's actually 32 length. So pin zeros to the left if the result string is smaller than 32 length. Yeah, there we go. So the instructions I copied this was from Geek for Geeks. They have a typo, so I'll make sure to update that. All right, so our example input 2, this would be the number 10 in binary with a bunch of, in this case, 30 preceding zeros. And then the number 21,978, the binary is here, and then again, preceding zeros. So that's the idea. There's going to be 32 places all the time. The question is, are they zeros or 1? So in Python, we need to start off by creating our folder. So let's go ahead and go to my trusty delete me folder. I'll do right-click new folder, and this is binary representations. Seems like a good name. I'm going to copy over. There we go. I'm going to copy the MD file into my folder so it's there for me when I open it up. Let's go ahead and close this, and then we'll right-click open with code. All right, there we go. So from here, we're ready to start setting everything up. I'm going to use unit test today, so I don't have to worry about packages. You are welcome to use pytest. Just make sure you install pytest and or use a virtual environment. But since I'm using unit test, I don't need to worry about that. So we'll do new file, new folder first. So we'll start with test, and then we'll say new file. This will be, let's call this the binary representations underscore test.py. You could start with test underscore, you could end with underscore test. There's lots of different ways to do the naming convention. So in here, we will need to import test case from, actually we'll do the other way, from unit test, import test case. There we go. And now we'll create our test case class. So this is going to be binary representation test, which is a test case. And now we'll need to create our method inside. So we'll say test. This will be example 1. This needs self. And then there's our asserts. So I want to set this up and make sure this is working correctly. It's been a while since I set up unit tests. So we'll just do true should be true. All right, let's convert to tabs and reformat everything. That looks good. All right, so now that I've got that, let me go ahead and configure the test here. We are using unit test, and the folder is test. The naming convention is the second one, star._test. We end with underscore test. All right, so it's complaining about an alignment thing. Let me close and reopen Visual Studio Code. We'll go back into configure test. There we go. Now it is up and running. Test, and the test passes. Excellent. So now that we've got that up and running, let's get back to our MD file. So the example input in this case is 2. And then our output, expected output, is this string. So it's going to be a string. So that's what's interesting about this one. We're converting a number to a string into a display value. From here, we need to figure out how to actually call into this. So this is going to be some sort of binary number formatter or number formatter. I like number formatter. So we'll say formatter equals a new number formatter. And we will say the formatted value equals from the formatter dot get binary format of n. So we'll pass in to get the binary format. And then finally, we will simply do assert equal. We want the expected to equal the formatted value. All right, so there's our first test. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this to do example 2. So example 2, the number is 21,978, and the value is this large string. So that looks pretty good. I think we're good there. So now we need to go ahead and create this number formatter class so that we can actually make the test pass. We'll create a new folder. Let's call it src. That seems reasonable. Oh, that's a file. New folder, src. There we go. And then inside here, we'll create a file. This will be formatting.py. I'm making this up as I go. It seems like a good name. So now let's create our number formatter class here. Let's do the import, make sure we can get that. So from src.formatting, import number formatter. Excellent. And now we need our get binary format method. So take self, and it'll also take an n, so some number. And I could rename this to number if I'd like. This will be an int, and it's going to return a string. So we won't do anything for now. I think this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and run our tests. They both fail, and they're failing on the assertion. Excellent. So we are in good shape. Right now, the method, since it's not returning anything, effectively returns none, and that does not match the expected assertion. So you're set up and ready to go. Here's the code. Make sure you've got this. Pause the video if you need to. And then the actual production code, you need to replace pass with your actual code to get this to work. Good luck.